Yahweh Shema Shai, but they will, okay? Every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess that Yahweh Shema Shai is Lord, man, okay? It says, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not utterly be beaten to powder at his presence. And those missiles are going to turn all those soldiers and these people on the soils of America into powder, man. Okay, all those soldiers over there in the Middle East, okay, they're going to be turned into powder, man. Like on that movie, War of the Worlds, with Tom Cruise, the newer one, okay? When those chariots, oh, let's not forget those, the chariots of Yahweh Shema Shai, which the world calls UFOs, are going to come back with fire too, okay? With those laser beams, man, all right? And turn people into powder, just like on that movie, War of the Worlds, man, okay? And it said, hey, the Lord shall threaten, okay? So just from the Lord threatening, all right? It says, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea riseth up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. So these missiles are going to cause earthquakes, which is also going to cause tsunamis. Okay. It's going to make that tsunami, that earthquake and that tsunami over there in Japan, back in, I think it was 2011, Fukushima. It's going to make that look like baby food, man. What's that? Isaiah 9:5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. It's talking about these missiles, okay? And then Isaiah 24 and 20? Yep. Isaiah 24 and 20, which I can even read up here in Isaiah 24 and 10. I'm gonna drop down. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And we're in that time now. Okay. Like right now, they're canceling all these summer events, man. Up here, they just canceled I forget what they call it, but it's in a city out here called Puyallup, and it's one of the top fairs in America. It's a top fair in America because you have a bunch of celebrities that come out and a bunch of people from all over come to this fair. They just canceled it, man. Okay, because of this whole coronavirus thing. Okay, so hey, the Lord is taking this mirth away from this place, man. All right, hey, people gonna go crazy. They cancel football season. All right, they're trying to get this basketball season thing going at the end of this month, which I pray that it don't happen, man. Okay, but you see, everything is being taken away. The mirth of America is being taken away. Why? Because we're coming into serious times. We're coming into serious prophetic times, man. All right. Verse it says verse 11. The mirth, the latter part. The mirth of the land is gone, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And that's ultimately going to happen when the missiles come. All right. So dropping down, verse 19, it says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. So the earth is going to reel to and fro. All right, when these missiles hit, it's going to cause the earth to rock. Okay, back and forth. And America is going to be clean dissolved, and it's going to fall and not rise again, man. All right, there's not going to be no rebuilding this place after those missiles hit. Once the missiles hit, that's it. All right, going back, 2nd Esdras 16 and 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea riseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and he shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Right. So it even talks about that in Joel chapter 2. The missiles being one of the armies of the Lord. And once those missiles are shot off, no one is going to stop those missiles. All right. The missiles are not going to turn back. It's not going to be a self-destruct button. Okay. Those missiles are going to fulfill its purpose that the Most High has purposed them to fulfill. Okay. And that's destroying Babylon the Great, or America, and other various parts around the world. Okay. Because the Middle East is going to get touched. The land of Israel is going to get touched. All right. And those missiles, the fire from those missiles are going to bring, it's going to clean, okay? It's going to clean the earth from wickedness, all right? And that in the scriptures is known as the day of the Lord, okay? Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Right. So like now with coronavirus, the ultimate plague is the missiles, but coronavirus. Okay, you see things the way they are now. It's the new normal. Okay, it's not going to go back to the way it was. It's not going to go back to 2019 and before, the way it was. Okay, it's the new normal. All right, something else is going to happen to where it's a new normal. All right, it's going to be more new normal here in the near future. Okay, so it says, verse 17, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days. So as Esther was seeing all this stuff, Esther was saying, man, like with all this destruction and all this that's going to be happening, how is anybody going to be saved? You know, who's going to deliver me in those days, right? But see, the Lord is going to be taking care of his elect, and ultimately the Lord is going to deliver his elect from this coming destruction. Okay. So it says, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and we're here. Okay, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Okay, and a lot of people are going to die in those famines. Okay, it's going to be a lot of death here in the near future. Okay, see, people just looking at coronavirus, man. Hey, the Lord's going to bring natural disasters. Okay, the Lord's going to bring many judgments upon this place, man. Okay, to slaughter, to destroy the wicked. Okay, to destroy that spirit of pride. It says the beginning of wars. All right. Oh, that's what I wanted to give real quick before I go on. Because because we have this war ain't stopped, man. All right, everybody attention is on this coronavirus. All right, this pandemic. All right, but it's still stuff going on around the world, man. Okay, there's still stuff going on around the world. Hey, you had this dude. I know it's another topic, but you had this dude, the mayor of Seoul, all right, which I was stationed out there. The mayor of Seoul turned up dead, man. The mayor of Seoul just turned up dead after 7 days of going missing. So it's still a lot going on in the world, man. Okay, this war is still ramping up over there in the Middle East. They're talking about how the Russian troops or the Russian government was putting hits out on American soldiers. All right, so it's still a lot going on other than the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, COVID-1984 pandemic. But I want to get this because this ties right in with this. This came out yesterday on RT.com, July 10, 2020, the year of prophecy. It says they want to win. Nuclear confrontation becomes likelier as U.S. races for global domination, Russian foreign minister says. It says Washington is escalating the risk of a nuclear standoff among the world's major powers in an effort to win back global domination. Right, because they're losing their grip, okay, on the world. Everybody's ready to drop the dollar as their reserve currency, okay, or the petrodollar. All right, everybody's ready to go to different currencies. Everybody's moving on from America, man. Okay, so you have America that's like, hey, we got to get a war started. You know, we got to get a war started, and soon. You know. So basically, what Russia and them is saying, that they're saying that pretty much it's inevitable that the roads are leading to nuclear war, and they're absolutely right, man. Okay, why? Because it's prophecy. It's prophesied that nuclear weapons are going to be shot off throughout the earth, man. Okay. Most of them here to Babylon the Great. So it says, in an effort to win back global domination and brushing aside the last arms control pacts still standing, Russia's chief diplomat has warned. I agree that the nuclear risks have increased substantially in the recent past, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told an audience. It says the reasons for that are obvious. The U.S. wants to regain global dominance and achieve victory in what they call a great power competition, right? Especially with Donald Trump at the helm, okay? With Donald Trump at the helm, this dude, he'll shoot missiles on you in a heartbeat, all right? You seen what happened back in 2018, I believe it was, or 2017? I mean, time's going by so quick, but it was within the past 2 to 3 years, he shot off missiles over there to Syria. It says Lavrov said Washington refuses the notion of strategic stability and calls it strategic rivalry instead. They want to win, he added. We are particularly Salaki, it's like particularly worried about the U.S. biennial refusal to reaffirm a fundamental principle. The premise that there can be no winners in a nuclear war, and therefore it shall never be unleashed. But it is going to be unleashed. See, Esau's trying to upset prophecy, okay? Esau's trying to upset prophecy, trying to stop this nuclear war from happening, but it is going to happen at the end of the day, okay? It says, continuing, the Russian foreign minister suggested Washington wants to dismantle the entire arms control mechanism. The Trump administration pulled out last year from the 1987 IRNFT, or the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, which bans either side from stationing short and intermediate range land-based missiles in Europe. And that's all America's been doing, is stationing missiles over there in Eastern Europe, man. Okay? Pretty much provoking Russia, you know? It says that withdrawal also threw the New START treaty signed with Russia in 2010 into jeopardy. The milestone agreement saw the U.S. and Russia reduce their warheads to 1,550 each and their launchers to 800. It is said to expire next year, but Lavrov said on Friday he was not optimistic that it would be extended. So right now we're in the new Cold War, basically. Okay, we're in the new nuclear arms race. Okay, and it's all pursuant to the Bible, to the scriptures. Okay, it's all pursuant to prophecy. It says, according to the foreign minister, the U.S. decision to not renew the New START is already a done deal, and the fate of the pact is sealed. See? So basically, they deep down inside, they know that they can't stop this nuclear war. They're trying to, but Esau knows they cannot stop it. Okay? It says, Washington insists that the renewal of talks be made trilateral, with China joining in on the discussions. Beijing, because China's going to shoot missiles over here too, as well as other nations too. Okay? India has nuclear weapons. They're going to shoot those over here to America. Pakistan, Iran is going to obtain them. All these nations that are looked at as being weak are going to obtain nuclear weapons. It says, but only if the U.S. was, Beijing has said it will be happy to take part in the negotiations, but only if the U.S. was willing to reduce its nuclear arsenal to China's level, which is about 20 times smaller. So they're making all these huge demands, all right, and none of them are going to agree on those demands, and it's going to continue to escalate till it becomes the Third World War, okay, or the Third World, which is where missiles are going to be shot off. So let's go back. 2nd Esdras 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when all these things shall come? And the prophets of old prophesied about all these things, man. Okay? Yahweh Shah prophesied about this in Matthew 24 and Luke 21. Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right, and scourges means whips, all right? So all these things are sent as whips for correction. Amendment means correction, okay? And that's what I was talking about earlier, how just with coronavirus, the whole coronavirus thing, all right? Which it's real, okay? People are dying from this, okay? But people, in people's mind, whether it's real or not, all right? Just by seeing these things take place in the earth, the mindset of an Israelite should be, oh yeah, this is the time of prophecy. This is the time to get right. This is the time to repent. But these wicked jakes is out here in the mindset of, this is the time to do more wickedness, man. Okay? And the club parties, all these parties they having, is worse than before, man. Okay? You got women at these parties having sex with each other, you know, orgies taking place. You know, all types of wickedness, man. All right? And that's why Jake is going to be caught off guard in these coming days, man. When the day of the Lord comes, when Yahweh Shah comes, they're going to be caught off guard, man. All right? That's why the scriptures talk about the day of the Lord being as a thief in the night, man. All right? But it's not going to be as a thief in the night until the elect, man. Because the elect is watching out for these things, man. Looking out for these prophecies. Okay? So, continuing. 2nd Esdras 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, right? Provisions, you know, food. Okay, and people still can go out and get food. All right, the fast food, because that's all people eat now. It's fast food and things out of a box and a can, you know. And that is still kind of cheap. It's a little cheap. And what's really going up is the meat, you know, the milk, the produce. Okay, like eggs and stuff. That's going up in price. But people are like, I can do it. I can do without that, as long as you give me my Popeye's chicken sandwich, you know, give me my McDonald's and my like up here is they lattes, they good. Not even realizing the milk is in your lattes, okay. Oh, the meat, okay. The meat industry is collapsing, okay. The meat industry is imploding, and when there ain't no more meat out here, people gonna bug out. I don't know if it's still happening at Wendy's, but I remember they said they stopped selling beef burgers. They're just selling chicken now. Okay, so we're in a time of famine. Okay, it's just the tip of the iceberg here in America, but it's about to escalate. Okay, but because victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and just thinking real quick. Like that Black Friday. I was reading an article, they saying there ain't gonna be no Black Friday this year because of the whole coronavirus thing. Okay? So once again, everything that you knew, all right, the way society was run in the past, okay, that's over and done with, man. That's over and done with. That spirit of mirth, okay, is over and done with here in America. Okay? People's trying to hold on to that last little bit, but hey, it's slipping away, okay? Slipping away. It says that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right. And we're in a time of that great confusion. Okay? We're in that time of great confusion. We're in that time of famine. Okay? And we're coming into that time of where the sword is going to be shot off. Okay? The swords, those missiles. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. See, the Lord always brings up the famines and how many are going to perish in those famines, man. It's written all throughout the scriptures. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So those that make it through the famines, they're going to die when those missiles are shot off. Okay? It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall no man left. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Right, the farmers. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? Right. Hey, Issachar. It's a lot of Issachar and northern tribers that are in those picker jobs, So soon, and they get paid. Esau's dirty, man. They pay them dirt cheap for those jobs, and those are very strenuous jobs, man. Okay, and those jobs feed. Pretty much, those are backbone jobs, man. Okay, like the backbone of America's economy. Okay, and the storehouses and all that. The truckers. And the pickers, the farmers, the truckers, and the pickers are like the backbone of this economy, But soon it ain't even gonna be no jobs concerning that, man. Okay, it ain't gonna be no picker jobs, It says the grapes shall ripen, verse 26. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Like when all the streets were shut down, the cities was desolate of men. So much so that the animals start coming out, man. Okay, into the cities, the animals start coming out, and that's gonna amplify here in the near future. It's gonna look like that movie I Am Legend, man. Okay, it's gonna look like that movie I Am Legend. It says verse 28, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of a field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, as in an orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, whereas when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days shall there be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Right, because you're gonna have martial law troops kicking in people's doors with the guns, and you're just gonna have people kicking in each other's doors with the guns. That's in 2 Esdras 15. It says 2 Esdras 15. I'm gonna get to the point. Really, I can read up to verse 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Good. You Bible?
Yep.
Good. God bless you.
Yep. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See? So people are going to be breaking into each other's houses because they're not going to have any food, man. Okay? So going back to chapter 16, verse 31. It says, even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth, another good movie is The Road. That's another good movie to watch. And people were cannibals in that movie, man, because there wasn't no food. So they was just eating each other, man. Okay, and there's another movie, man. I think it was called The End with Forrest Whitaker. I think that was that movie. But it was kind of, I think there was it was a couple. They invited these people in, this man and this woman in, I think, to eat, and they didn't realize they ate people. I think it was the road. I mean, not the road, the inn, something like that. One of the movies, man. But cannibalism is coming to America, all right, in a big way, all right. It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, and the women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars, because it is wars coming, and it is going to be a draft here in America, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. Right. They're going to go over there to the Middle East and die, man. And their husbands shall perish of famine. So it's going to be a lot of dudes that perish in the famines, man. Here now, once again, talking about, here's another scripture concerning people perishing in famines, man. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Right, all these false gods, man, and all these false philosophies as well. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right? So the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Okay? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1, or Habakkuk chapter 2, should I say. Though it tarry, write the vision, make it plain upon tables. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will not tarry, it will surely come. Okay? So the vision or these prophecies are coming to pass, man. Just as the Lord said they would. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And these prophecies are not slack, especially this year, man. Prophecies are happening back to back to back, man. Okay, right when this corona thing dies down, something else is gonna take over. Or even if the corona thing don't die down, something bigger is gonna take people's minds off of corona. Just like that whole George Floyd thing, you know, and the riots and everything. Something's gonna take place bigger than that, man. All right. So the plagues and the prophecies are not slack. All right. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. See? So the Most High is gonna bombard this place on every side, man. Okay? North, east, south, and west, man. Plagues are gonna hit this place. And the ultimate plague, once again, is the missiles, man. Okay? And it's going to touch every square inch, every centimeter, all right, of America, okay? That fire from the missiles. Verse 39. Even so, I'm sorry, let me go to verse 40. It says, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So, when these evils amplify, okay, these bad times amplify, we got to be as pilgrims upon the earth, okay? And really, we're not going to have any choice, okay? Because they're going to be taking some of us up out of our houses, casting us into a concentration camp, all right? And then you're going to have so much going on in these cities to where you're going to have to flee the cities, man, okay? And go into the woods, man, all right? And be moving like nomads. You know, we're going to have to be like that. So we're commanded to be as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth, as one that will lose. He that and all this is pretty much plain. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it. And he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he shall not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall not get no children, or as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widowers. and therefore they that labor in vain. So everybody that's laboring, all right, all these small businesses that built up all that wealth, okay, which it really wasn't wealth, all right, because you see just this one pandemic, all right, or just this one incident or event took place, it knocked all them out of business, man, you know. But all that they were doing was all in vain, man. Okay, all that they were doing was in vain, you know. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. Right, that's the martial law troops, the UN troops, man. Okay, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. Okay, and the captivity is going to be them concentration camps. Okay, and oh yeah, just thinking about that, them canceling that fair out here. Where they hold the fair at is a concentration camp. Okay, it was a World War II concentration camp it was a Japanese internment camp, man. Okay, so who knows, man? Who knows? This could be the year that everything, all the concentration camps, all that stuff comes into play, man. The year 2020, the year of prophecy, and we pray it is, man. We hope it is, you know. But with them not having a fair there, with them not holding that fair there for the first time since it's ever been created, okay, that's very spiritual, man. That's very that's spiritual indeed, okay. With that being a concentration camp, so don't be surprised if this year is the year of concentration camps, man. Okay, and they can easily do it. They can easily say all those that are sick with the COVID. Or those that don't want to get tested, well, you got to come into this concentration camp. You know, well, they ain't gonna tell you to come. They gonna bring you. You know. So it says, for strangers, verse 46, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine they shall get children, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, said the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face, when he cometh that shall defend him, that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth. And therefore be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof. For yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. Right, going back to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Okay, let not the sinner say that he hath not sinned,